Alright, so this is part 5, collective message, intuitive. We're talking about fungus, the sugar yeast connection, which can really affect you from your youth into your adult years. More than you know. So I'm going to continue where I left off, but types of candida, and this is some of the effects, and they vary again to different degrees, and in between they may be mild and then major at some times, or just mild or just major, whatever the case. So digestive issues, gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, stomach cramps, mucus in the stool, more in extreme cases, but skin issues, eczema, itchy skin, hives, acne, and psoriasis. Itchy ears, which are often associated with allergies, again with the skin issues and digestive issues. So again, it's hard to tell which is which. So if you've been looking at one, you thinking it's allergies for so long and that hasn't helped, maybe thinking about it in a different manner can help get down to a different maybe the answer, because like with the itchy ears and allergies, the connection is a lot of the symptoms are connected to symptoms of allergy like symptoms, which are caused by, misinformation and obstacles, whatever you'd like to call it, misfirings of communication to different areas of the body, essentially. They're basically the same thing. They do similar things. Low libido, skin or nail fungal infections, canker sores, prolonged or frequent sinus infections, flu-like symptoms. Candida prefer cold and moist environments to spread and grow, which can aggravate the above mentioned symptoms. So that's why they can change while environment changes. And you can think of this again many different perspectives. Moist areas in general, hot or cold, going from hot and cold sweats, high areas, high concentrated areas. Common conditions associated with yeast overgrowth. So we're going to talk about some different things like oral thrush here. So when you look at your tongue in the mirror, and if you've ever noticed your tongue, like it should be pink, but sometimes there may be like a white film, or it just looks strange. It could also be like tongue swelling, lymph node inflammation, and or drainage after a period of prolonged eating and or drinking too many sweets or carbs. These are associated with each other. They can cause the perfect conditions for the prolonging of eating of the sweets and the drinks gives the perfect conditions for yeast overgrowth in the mouth. It can cause white bumpy lesions, redness, and pain in the mouth and or throat, and it can affect different areas going down. Severe cases can spread to esophagus and cause pain or difficulty swallowing. Having a weakened immune system is commonly associated with oral thrush. So again, when you have these periods of higher concentrations of sugar and or bread or whatever, and it has gone into an overgrowth, you can notice a sign through the tongue. Okay, so tiredness and fatigue, this is among the most common symptoms for several reasons. Nutritional deficiencies such as vitamins, B6, essential fatty acids, and magnesium usually accompany fungal infection. Candidiasis, compromised immune system also affects this. So with nutritional deficiencies, lacking certain things, especially magnesium, that's a big one for a lot of us. It throws off that balance, within inside of us. Um, and a lot of us are already in a state of compromised immune system again by, the way that we live or the way, society has put us, how we treat ourselves, etc. Um, so, next one, reoccurring genital and urinary tract infections. While in men it's less common, women experience or talk more about their experience in general. And like with this, like I feel like with men, they would have it, they just don't, again, talk about the symptoms or they don't bother them as much as they do in women. I feel like within women, it causes more dysfunction because they're more sensitive to what's going on. But you will find in women more often they have more frequent experience with yeast and its many forms. Recurring infection can be the influx of candida overgrowth, again, many different kinds on the, in one or more location of the body. Digestive issues. When the balance between good and bad bacteria is impaired, and when you think in all reality, who's to say which one is good and which one is bad? They're all doing a part. Just when they're not working together, they cause imbalance and it causes, one to go more a different way because that's working for them at that time until they're redirected. But good or bad bacteria is impaired, you can experience issues in the digestive tract, figuratively and metaphorically. For example, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, gas, cramps, and bloating. And again, you can feel these things on a physical level, a soul level, and, on a conscious level, spiritual level, on many different levels. Sinus infections, long lasting chronic sinus infections are believed to be caused by fungi. Antibiotics are commonly prescribed unless it's bacterial. Then antibiotics are ineffective. In that case, internal order or structure needs to be returned and or balanced. Skin and nail fungal infections. Skin is naturally covered in bacteria to prevent candida from growing uncontrollably. However, many products we put on our skin contain antibacterial ingredients, disrupting the natural balance of bacteria. Too much or too little. It's a touchy yet easily disturbable but very flexible in balancing, or if it's unbalanced, itching and a visible rash are two most common symptoms. Yellowing, jagged nails are a sign of fungal infections on fingernails and toenails. So I have dopamine addicts, chasers, and cravers written down here. Common illnesses associated with yeast overgrowth. Research has found that overgrowth of candida can be associated with more serious illness and disease, such as the following. And keep in mind, all diseases, when caught early enough and treated correctly with maintenance, and it could be multiple maintenances, can be curable or correctable on many levels. A lot of times it's not just needing one type of maintenance, it's needing multiple revenues of maintenance, especially in times of great chaos and disruption. So we are going to go into another part.